here's a quick position rundown for you. The top 5 are Russell, Leclerc, Norris, Albon and Verstappen. Okay, so as for the cars around us, just ahead are Drugovich, Piastri and Ricciardo. And we're in front of Hauger, Perez and Pourchaire. Currently the fastest lap is at 1:42.1. Sorry, we can't provide you with that information right now. You've dropped to P10, your 5th row of the grid now. Come on, let's go again.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who'll be fronting the grid. Leclerc, Russell and Max Verstappen. With qualifying complete, all that remains now is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then. Forget pit stops, forget fuel management. It's pedal to the metal all the way here as we get ready for today's sprint. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole. And starting next to them is George Russell. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Albon, Norris, Hauger, Joe, Drugovich, Oscar Piastri, Ricciardo, Daniel, Théo Pourchaire, Perez, Sargent, Ocon, Tsunoda, Stroll, Liam Lawson, Doohan, and Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out.
After the points finished last race, let's aim to keep that momentum going. Okay, how was that pull away? You'll have a bit more grip than that on the start, but we need to warm the tyres properly now. Make sure you get some heat into the brakes as well. Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
So let's review the drivers' standings. Well, not the result our points leader would have wanted, but it certainly makes things interesting going forward. The grid is set then, so that just leaves the race itself. Join us tomorrow where we'll be live with all the action. And until then, goodbye. Welcome then as we take a step back into the nostalgic golden days of motorsport. Spa is unashamedly a throwback, and all the better for it. Climbs, drops, sharp turns, chicanes, sweeping high-speed corners, all while taking in some of the most beautiful scenery that Europe has to offer. This might sound like a travel brochure, but it's not. It's a race day. Welcome along to Spa-Francorchamps for the Belgian Grand Prix. Spa-Francorchamps then, a historic 19-corner circuit with a lap distance of 4.35 miles. There's over 100 metres of elevation change here, and with long stretches of the lap spent flat out, a good top speed will be vital for success. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Verstappen, Albon, Joe, Norris, Ricciardo, Drugovich, Oscar Piastri, Sargent, Ocon, Stroll, Doohan, Théo Pourchaire, Tsunoda, Hauger, Liam Lawson, Perez, Magnussen, and Daniel. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? I'm joined again today by none other than Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, obviously there's a lot of development work that goes on with these cars between the Grand Prix. You've been both a test driver and a race driver. What differences are there in the way that you approach those roles?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. They're two very different mindsets. In the old days, of course, they used to cover up to 15,000 kilometres of testing in a season, and that role would be more about working for the team, trying to help them improve the car and drive as systematically as possible, so that the data could be analysed in the most consistent way. When lining up on the grid for a race, however, a race driver's frame of mind is all about what they can get out of the situation on that day, and the car is the tool to help them achieve those goals.
Okay, we've got that relief of having points on the board finally, so let's keep that form up and get another top 10 finish today, please. Right, let's get the car up to temperature on this lap, please. We're learning the gears, so let's go through them all if you can. Okay, mate, that was an illegal manoeuvre. You've got to cede that position or we'll receive a penalty. Okay, the start was fine. Let's try and move forward. Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place. That looked bad. Are you all right? Let me know you're okay.
That's it for another Grand Prix and a fantastic win for Mercedes. And talk to me, what do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners. So let's review the updated driver standings. It's a good result for Lando Norris, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
There's a few contenders, but George Russell definitely stood out, I think. A really solid drive from him today, and one I'm sure the fans enjoyed.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Not an easy decision, but you handled it well. Thanks. Okay, we've had the new parts come through the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
top 5 cars as things stand. Verstappen, Norris, Piastri, Leclerc and Perez. So, just ahead of us in this session at the moment are Russell, Ocon and Sargent. And just behind us are Ricciardo, Pourchaire and Doohan. The fastest lap at this point in time is a 1 minute 19.0. We don't have the data for that, I'm afraid. Here's a quick position rundown for you. The top 5 are Piastri, Albon, Norris, Verstappen and Leclerc. Okay, so as for the cars around us, just ahead are Norris, Verstappen and Leclerc. And we're in front of Drogovic, Sargent and Zhu. Currently the fastest lap is a 1:19.6. We don't currently have the data for that request.
We're back in Italy once again for another round of the Formula One World Championship. And what a great race is in store for us today, here at the oldest circuit on the calendar, which hosted its first race all the way back in 1922. We're 12 miles northeast of Milan for today's Grand Prix at a Monza circuit where we can expect top speeds of around 215 miles per hour. 11 corners on this 3.6-mile track, with 7 of those coming in the form of chicanes. And with a good slipstream and DRS open, there should be plenty of opportunity for some passing here today. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, and Oscar Piastri completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Russell, Drogovic, Joe, Halger, Ricciardo, Perez, Ocon, Leclerc, Tsunoda, Verstappen, Sargent, Daniel, Théo Pourchaire, Stroll, Doohan, Liam Lawson, Magnussen, and Alex Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. And I'm joined once again by Anthony Davidson to bring you the lowdown for today's race. Now, can I get your take on Max Verstappen? That was a great win in the last race, but can they keep that momentum going into this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
We're not seeing any technical issues coming off the practice starts. Watch the RPM on the full start. We don't want you to bog down. let's focus now for the rest of the race. Okay, you're in the top 10. Okay, I've got a brand new race strategy on your MFD if you want to go and check it out. Confirmed. Right, let's go, come on. Perfect job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one. All right, we'll be doing one more stop today. One stop left in this strategy. DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. Battery charge is high, let's use that overtake button a bit more. Caution, caution! Someone's come off ahead of you, there's a yellow flag ahead. Okay, clear. Okay, the pit window's open, so let's box this lap, box this lap. Okay, P15, You're in P15. That's Joe just ahead. Push for that position. Okay, gaps in the car ahead is 4.6 seconds. They're on old mediums. Sargent's behind you. Okay, the gap behind is 5.2 seconds. Okay, they're on fresh hards. The pit window is open. Pit window currently open. Our gap to the car in front is 3.9 seconds. Okay, let's go now, come on. That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting. That was our last stop, no more scheduled pit stops, let's go. Overtake button more, it's time to utilise some of this energy, come on. Jack's coming in for his stop now. The car ahead of you has just fitted the hard tyres. Car ahead now on the hard compound. Okay, we're monitoring some wear on the internal combustion engine. Be aware that we're going to start to see a loss of power. Okay, we've got a full course caution. The safety car's out. Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty. Slow down, maintain positive delta. Right, drop your speed. Our delta's too low and we're going to risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately. Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap. Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta's negative, which means you're going too fast. Reduce your pace. Right, the safety... Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember there's no overtaking until the timing line. Safety car in this lap. Green flag. Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy. Right, we need to get past here. Use overtake, use overtake. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. Nice move, good job. Okay mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 2.2 seconds. Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
And Mercedes have pulled off a great victory here today. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Well, Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again. It's a good result for Lando Norris, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. Let's have a look then at the driver's standings. Some amazing talent out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
I think for driver of the day, I'd probably pick Lando Norris. He lived up to every inch of his reputation today, and I think he'll be going home, quite rightly, a bit proud of himself.
Let's move on to the constructors. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next.